They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth.
Knowing the ICE raid situation and how it's been spreading throughout the country, it's like watching a soap opera. You don't know what you're going to get. And although the protests are over, the ICE raids are continuing, especially in communities with Hispanic strongholds. Now, of course, any immigrant can be deported, but in places like Los Angeles, where you have Hondurans, Mexicans, and other Spanish-speaking people, it's safe to say that these Latino strongholds will be more likely to hold illegal citizens there. And of course, the blacks in Los Angeles have been putting the Hispanics on notice.
Y'all know when Latinos and Hispanics be like, black Americans are next? They really thought that black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They try to get us up out of here. But I gotta say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. And this is how ill-informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth.
The blacks tried to warn the Hispanics, but they didn't listen. The Hispanics thought that their day would never come, but as you know, it has. And when I started infiltrating these Hispanic communities, some of the residents felt that they were being treated unfairly. Even people who had legal green cards were still being arrested and detained and possibly even deported. And this prompted a particular Hispanic mayor or vice mayor in a city called Cudahy to really get out there and say something drastic.
Whoever's the leadership over there, just your members in order.
A shocking message about the ICE raids posted on social media by an elected official, Cynthia Gonzalez, who serves as the vice mayor of the small city of Cudahy, which is located in southeast LA County. The message isn't for the federal government. It's for some of the most violent street gangs in Southern California.
I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Don't be trying to claim no block, no nothing if you're not showing up right now, trying to help out.
The video, which is over 1 minute long, has since been taken down. The FBI can't confirm or deny an investigation into Gonzalez's words.
If you guys didn't realize, that is Vice Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez, who actually has a doctorate in education. She is calling out to some of these notorious Hispanic gangs like 18th Street and Florencia. And she's saying, listen, you guys will terrorize your own communities, but now that the ICE agents are here snatching up our people, you're not doing nothing about it. So all of that violence you have for everybody else, why don't you come and check out the ICE agents and show how tough you are? Because when the ICE agents come through, you ain't nowhere to be found. And this is supposed to be your block. In other words, why don't you guys go out there and get your guns and start? Now, she may not be inciting violence directly, but it can definitely be inferred what she's talking about. Defend your blocks from the ICE agents, even though the ICE agents are looking for illegal immigrants. And that doesn't matter because in her mind, this is our block. So if we want to hold illegal people or illegal citizens or stuff like that, it doesn't matter because this is our block. This is Cudahy. So who cares about these ICE agents coming in, deporting people that really shouldn't be here? And this has caused people legally to say this.
When you're dealing with a political leader calling upon criminal street gangs to take action, that takes on a far more sinister meaning and perhaps even criminal meaning behind it. I mean, it is one thing to say, local people of the neighborhood, stand up for yourselves. It's another thing to actually call out the names of different criminal street gangs and ask them to protect their neighborhood.
Of course, non-Hispanics would believe that this is actually right. And I'm pretty sure many blacks would agree with what he said. But this is completely different from what Hispanics are believing. I went and checked out their side of the story, and what their people are saying about it, and what they're saying is interesting.
Wait a minute. The FBI is investigating a Latino politician for telling gang members to protect their own neighborhoods? But ICE can raid our communities like it's a war zone? Make that make sense, y'all. So check this out. Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez said what a lot of people are too scared to say out loud. She called out the so-called hood protectors, the same people who tag up our blocks and are out here banging their sets, and asked one simple question. Where you at now that the real gangs are rolling through? ICE ain't just locking up criminals, they're snatching up moms, dads, and entire families. Somehow, she's the one who's getting investigated? Are you kidding me? Let's be real here, folks. ICE has been acting like one of the biggest and baddest gangs in America. Kicking down doors, kidnapping people in front of their children. And when a community leader calls that out, she gets a visit from the feds? Hey, look, man. Call it controversial. Call it whatever, man. I see no lies. If you're really about protecting your block, then protect the people on it too.
Boy, y'all sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
Now, this guy is basically saying, listen, she didn't do anything wrong. She's right. She's saying things that many of us felt like, why is the FBI messing with her? And for me, I'm flabbergasted just hearing that. But I actually went into the comment section and I saw a lot of what folks were saying. Look at Edith. She says this: I stand with Cynthia Gonzalez and I am a resident at Cudahy or Cudahy. I don't see what she did wrong, to be honest, and period. This person goes, she's a baddie. I stand with her.
Boy, y'all sit your stupid ass down. Who the you think you is?
This person goes, plus she called on them to protest, not to commit crimes. First of all, Katia, you're not silly, all right? You're not dumb. If you're a gang members going out to protest, we can infer that some of those gang members are probably on warrants. The last thing a gang member wants to do is to come out and, be in front of any kind of police, ICE, the feds, whoever else, right? Gang members want to be as far away from the cops as possible. The only reason why those gang members would be out there to confront ICE is to catch a body, all right? To be in a shootout. That's the only way they would be. And you know that, but hey, if we want to play silly, we can. This person goes, no, she's right. I was thinking the same thing. Veronica goes, thank you for this post. You said exactly what I've been saying since Cynthia put out this video. She didn't say anything wrong. She's only saying what everyone is thinking. This person goes, exactly my point. Exactly, she said what everyone was thinking, but too afraid to say. Yes, she has a major point of a very big major point. I say keep your neighborhood safe is your hood and you're letting outsiders bully them. Huh? Now let's talk about Jeanette's comment here. You're letting outsiders bully them. Well, California is in the United States. So the United States is a country and ICE is a federal agency of the United States government, just like the FBI. So this person is saying, oh, well, ICE is outsiders and bullying your hood when they own the entire country. Damn. You thought it's your hood because you pay rent there, and maybe the gang members thought it was their hood because they bully other people there, but nobody is a bigger bully than the federal government, okay? So the military, ICE, anybody else that is in any form of defense for American taxpayers, they're doing their job. And in the case of these Hispanics, it's like, oh no, these guys are bullies, they're outsiders, but you actually pay taxes that fund this initiative. And it's crazy because some Republicans were actually clapping back.
An elected city official telling gangs to get organized because she didn't like what federal immigration agents were doing. The FBI reportedly showed up at her home after the video surfaced. Now, while they won't confirm whether there's an investigation, they did condemn the video and any calls for violence against law enforcement. Now, I don't care where you stand politically. This is dangerous. We're talking about someone in government encouraging gangs to take action. Whether you agree with ICE or not, we don't solve issues by calling on criminal groups to intervene. That's not leadership. That's chaos.
Now, a guy who responded to her is a guy that doesn't really show his face. So I don't know if he's a gang member. he weighed in on the situation too with Cynthia Gonzalez. He said something that was very interesting.
And my opinion, bro, I just think that she was telling the truth, but it wasn't her place to speak it. You know what I'm saying? As an elected official, the fact that you mentioned, you know, hoods out there, and you basically said they need to step up, is inciting violence. It really is, bro. And I feel bad for her, though, because I think she was just trying to speak her piece, and it went viral, and people took it out of context, bro. And her being an elected official is coming to bite her in the behind. And I don't think she needs to lose her job, bro, because I think she told the truth, bro. There's a lot of people out there that claim hoods, and they're nowhere to be found in these ICE raids.
So this guy said, listen, this lady she's an elected official of California, which is a state in the federal government. So for her to say that, it is wrong, okay? You're basically inciting violence. And if this guy is having this flag on his face or whatever, you know, you could indicate that whether he's in gangs or that's just what he's doing, but he agrees with what he's saying, but he understands what she was doing. She's telling the truth, but she don't need to be saying that. And because what she is doing is inciting violence. But what these people don't understand is ICE wouldn't be there raiding if they felt that these illegal Hispanics were not there. And this is what blacks were trying to get with when they've been criticized for not standing up for Hispanics. You are basically standing up for a person to say, listen, let them fight ICE, right? Or let them clap back at ICE, let these illegals stay here, then somehow get citizenship and then replace you. All right. Even Mexico, they're deporting people in Mexico right now. I saw that clip. It was interesting. You know, they're rejecting certain immigrants in Mexico as a country. So why don't they go back? It's just as simple. If I do something here in Uganda and, you know, it's wrong, they will deport me. OK, it won't matter, you know, if I'm paying rent in this a house or apartment or in this block. Hey, if they want me to go and leave, I have to go, because why? That's a mandated law. I can't stop that. All right. And the fact that you have a mayor telling other people, gangs, these are the same gangs, 18th Street, Florencia, some of these gangs, when blacks move into those parts of the neighborhood, they've been beaten out and terrorized. These are some of the gangs that blacks have complained about when they move to East LA and they get bullied. These are the same gangs that blacks have complained about. And so you want these same gangs to go out there and fight the ICE raids, so then you can empower these gangs to continue to destroy the community. Let's say if the 18th Street or Florencia were successful against the ICE raids, then what would that mean for you guys? They will continue to terrorize you, but you don't see that coming. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Let's Celebrity John. Which is before you do, subscribe to the bell. We're out.